Thank you for joining me. My name is Michelle Benton. I am with Om Sunshine Yoga and I'm part of the IJY Connects team. I am a yoga teacher and today I'm going to talk about Yin Yoga. And Yin Yoga, if you may or may not have heard of it, is a slower style of yoga. I'm going to go over the hows, the whats, and the whys. So we'll start with the what, actually. What is Yin Yoga? So Yin Yoga, unlike most practices that you are used to seeing that build muscle or use cardio in the practice, the Yin Yoga form of yoga is for your connective tissues. It would be for ligaments, tendons, fascia. And all of those connective tissues in our body tend to get very tight and congested. So we practice Yin to lengthen the connective tissues, and it's a nice counterbalance to your other fitness or yoga practices. It is the yin to the yang, right? So why would we practice Yin Yoga? When you get out of bed in the morning, this is a great example that I like to use in classes. When you get out of bed in the morning, you've probably been sleeping curled up. Even if you don't, there's a stiffness there, right? You have to kind of move around a little bit, hear some pops and cracks before you get your day started. And so what Yin Yoga does, it lengthens all those connective tissues that get sticky and get shortened and kind of tight in the middle of the night. Well, it's not just in the middle of the night. We get that way when we are doing any kind of fitness routine. When we're doing a cardio routine, whether you're cycling or running, you tend to tighten up a lot of the connective tissue around the hips and the spine. So there is the what is Yin Yoga. It is a yoga practice that's slow for connective tissues. The why is because we want to lengthen those connective tissues so that we can make some space, have a little more flexibility, and have a little more range of motion in our body. And then we'll get into the deeper part of that in a moment. But the how of Yin Yoga is we are in seated or lying down, reclined poses for several minutes. And so in a Yin practice, if it's a 75-minute class or even a 60-minute class, you might only get a handful of poses in, which looks to somebody who hasn't practiced it before like you're not doing much. When in actuality, if you use props, and I have some props with me here, blankets are great, blocks, yoga blocks are great, all of these things you can get online or in major stores around town. And one of my favorite props ever is a pool noodle. It is $1 at the dollar store. You cut it in half, now you have 2 props. So we get into these poses, these Yin poses, and you're going to be in there for several minutes. But they're very passive. A Yin Yoga pose is passive. So what that means is, if I were doing a butterfly pose, this is a great example since I'm sitting here, a butterfly pose in maybe your Hatha practice or your Vinyasa practice or any other practice that you would use a butterfly pose, you are engaging the muscles a lot, you are lengthening the spine when you fold forward, and it's all about muscular toning and muscular stretching and muscular strengthening. In a Yin practice, which is more passive, the first one being dynamic, this is passive, we would actually make a little more space. So you'd move the feet so that you're not engaging the muscle as much. You're trying to relax the legs. You can use props underneath the legs, all kinds of fun props. See where the noodles come in? Now you got 2. And then finally you would roll forward, relaxing the upper body, relaxing the face, and start to breathe. From here, you let your body kind of take control. So the more you relax and the more you concentrate on the breath and maybe a little bit of meditation, then the farther that you'll end up going in your pose. But what does that mean in the long run? Because it just looks like you're sitting here doing nothing, right? Well, actually, connective tissues move more like taffy. So our muscles They have a vascular system, so there's a lot more movement, there's a lot more fluidity to our muscle, so you can move them very fast. This connective tissue, you want to be in the poses for a long time and then slowly go a little deeper, go a little farther, soften a little more, and start to let go. So if you want to do a little trick at home where you test the difference between passive and dynamic, is start out in a forward fold. And if my feet are out of the frame, I apologize. I have these on YouTube also that you can try, but you want to flex the feet and engage the legs and engage the low belly and sit up tall and extend the arms and fold forward and take 10 deep breaths here, trying to keep the engagement in the muscles, trying to keep the engagement in especially the low belly, rolling the shoulders back and lengthening the spine. And make those breaths deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. And they're not necessarily going to be as long as the breath that we practice in a Yin Yoga sequence, but you're gonna get the idea. So take your 10 breaths there. Maybe you're on 5 or 6 already, so take a few more, and you're still kind of engaging the muscles and trying to lengthen the spine forward and maybe hugging the inner thighs towards each other and drawing the shoulders back at the same time. And take one more breath here. And then come back through center. So that is a dynamic pose. From here, you can bounce the legs around, windshield wiper the legs back and forth a little bit. And then we're gonna take that pose again in a passive manner, a yin manner, a yin style. So bring your feet a little wider apart. Relax the feet out to the side. Again, you might not be able to see the feet in this, but that's okay. That's not really the point. And then you're gonna sit up a little taller, maybe sit on the edge of your blanket, and then roll forward, round through the upper spine, round through the shoulders. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and just breathe. So I'm gonna give you about 10 breaths here while I talk, and stay in that forward fold, that passive yin style forward fold. It's called caterpillar and yin. And just try to let go. You can even practice a 3-part breath. It's something that I like to teach in a yin class, and it helps you. It's also a meditation, this 3-part breath. So you can inhale for a count of 5, pause for 5, and then exhale for a count of 5, or maybe even lengthen that up to 10 counts. And try that, a few more breaths here. And every time you exhale, start to let go, start to relax a little more. Relax the shoulders, even relax the jaw and the eyes and the forehead. And let yourself become a little heavier in the upper body. Let the legs stay connected to the earth a little more. And then maybe take about 3 more breaths on your own. Deep breaths in, pausing at the top of the inhale, and then on the exhale, sinking down or softening down, letting go not just of the breath, but let go of muscle engagement. Try and let go of muscle tension. One more here. Deep breath in, hold it. And then exhale, slowly roll up. You're in your forward fold. Slowly roll up. Head comes up last. And just kind of see how you feel. The difference between that dynamic pose and the passive pose. And hopefully you feel a little bit lighter. Hopefully you feel like you can breathe a little deeper. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the dynamic style. This is a complement to your dynamic style. So there are the what and the how we practice. And then deeper into the why we do yin yoga. Well, first of all, we are wired in our culture to be constantly moving, constantly multitasking. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of electronics. There is a lot of traffic. There is, anybody who lives in Central Florida, you know, you can meditate all day long, and as soon as you get in your car and you get on I-4, you're back to this, right? So the yin practice, the why of yin is to complement your dynamic practice, to help make space, give you more flexibility, give you more range of motion. And then finally, the why of yin is to help you clear your mind more. It's more of a meditation. It's more relaxing. Maybe think of it as a mini spa treatment that you give to yourself. And when you take a deep breath and then you take an even longer exhale out and you're in the passive poses, you will get to a point where you can feel a release or a relief even. And that is the beauty of yin yoga. I think we all could use this, not just physically, but emotionally and energetically. We all could use a little downtime, a little relief, a little bit of more movement, not just in the body, but in the breath and clearing our head. All of these things put together. The yin yoga asanas or the yin yoga poses, the breath work, maybe a little meditation, and this isn't a meditation segment, but any form of meditation, even if it's just that counting the breath that we already did. All of those things put together add up to this really beautiful formula that is a yin yoga practice. If you want to practice with me, and you're not near me in New Smyrna Beach, that's where I'm based out of, or you can't find a yin teacher near you, which in Central Florida, we have a lot of really great yin yoga teachers. So you can always contact me or do a little Google search, see if you can find a yin yoga teacher near you. But if you're still not comfortable going out to a public class, then I do have a YouTube channel, and it has a lot of different styles, or different themes rather, of yin yoga sequences, whether it's for better sleep, post-workout, post-running, post-cycling, first thing in the morning, waking up, yin yoga for hips, that's a fan favorite, right? So I have a lot of different things on the YouTube channel. All you have to do is go on YouTube and type in Om, O-M, Sunshine Yoga, and you will find those. So if there's any questions that you ever may have, my contact information will be at the end. Feel free to get a hold of me and check out our booth, the IJY Connects booth online. Looking forward to seeing you all in the future. Have a great day.